as well. Wide. Lingard back in the middle though, and Martial has to be quick, but he is, to wriggle away from the challenge of David Brooks, and then he tries to feed one into Martial. It's back with Pogba. It's very congested, but they somehow still hold on to the ball. A big wall of Bournemouth shirts round the back defending, and finally it'll have to go back into their own half, but Lindelof plays a good ball forward now. Lingard running forward, space opening up. He tries to find Pogba, but Pogba has just ran in front of him and he slipped on the turn, and Bournemouth now launch a long ball forward to Wilson, who's having to run the channels. Lindelof comes and meets him. It's out for a throw-in instead. I suppose the way that Bournemouth will have to play against Manchester United, I'll break off a moment because Brooks is running into the box. Good skill from him, but a challenge in from Matic, and then Brooks takes it on the outside. A Cruyff turn, excellent defending from Luke Shaw. I was going to say the way that Bournemouth are going to have to approach this is probably to play on the counter, use their pace, which they've got a lot of going forward, because Manchester United have quite a slow defence.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Shaw's no slouch, but it's not as fast as he used to be. Same can be said for Young, just steady pace, nothing electrifying. I think Bailey deceivingly quick, Lindelof not so much. Of course, great to see Sir Alex Ferguson in the stands as well. Some would say taught everything to Solskjaer about his managerial career, but Bournemouth come down the left.
Yeah, they do. The cross goes in from Rico. It's a diving defensive header from Bailly, not really cleared, but then Pogba gets on the ball and he can feed one to the left hand side for Martial, who really sells Cook with a dummy, but the ball just runs a little bit too far ahead of him. Really good skill though.
What a ball by Pogba, that.
Yeah,
just through the middle.
Between two defenders who were approaching him, but nothing became of it. So Bournemouth now, their first real chance to just try and hold on to some possession, and well, I thought they'd given it away then, but Wilson battles well on the far side against Bailly, and he's going to have to work hard up front to get any sort of sniff this afternoon, you feel, if the first 20 minutes are to go by. Manchester United 1, Bournemouth 0. Paul Pogba's close range goal, the difference between the two sides so far. Independent off-tube studio commentary. Eyebrow the side, a very dangerous ball towards the back post, maybe a little bit too close to the goal line, but it was awkward and it was bouncing, and that's a final ball that we criticise often for not having that in his locker.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, it looks good. No one's ever going to get to it though, because if they're going to get to that, they have to be offside. But as you say, the inventiveness, the decision to go for it, to whip it to the far post, I'm all for that. I'm not his biggest fan personally. I think he'd excel at Championship level, and I perhaps think he'd have been better off leaving Liverpool and going at that level and playing every single week. I think the issue is he's stop-start, isn't he? But he's got pace, he's got power, he's got the ingredients, as we see Mike Phelan chatting to Pogba, who of course tapped in from that Rashford cross.
Yeah, I think I did Rashford a bit of disservice when I said he got a bit of fortune. I thought the ball bounced off Ake and then back to him, but he somehow managed to get it around. The ball stuck to his feet like glue and ended up playing the ball around Rico as well. It's fantastic skill from Rashford, who is a player that really sums up the ethos of bringing young players through. He only ever got a chance in the Manchester United side because they had such an injury crisis under Louis van Gaal, as we see some of Pogba's rather questionable goal celebrations after he tapped Manchester United ahead. Won't delve into that too much, but we just saw from our pictures Steve Cook was down on the ground receiving a bit of treatment, the Bournemouth centre-back, and we'll have to keep an eye on his progress because they've got enough injuries to defenders as it is at the moment. Jack Simpson and Tyrone Mings, the defensive options on the bench for them. They really are down to the bare bones, so we don't want anyone to pick up any needless knocks and niggles as try and hook it round does Rashford, but Bournemouth can play the ball out now, and here they come running forward. Here is Andrew Sermon, still going, and then the strike comes from Junior Stanislas. It's a really poor one after he got the ball from Sermon, carried it forward and just never got anything behind that.
No, he didn't, and I was looking online at some of the comments on Twitter about the Pogba influence, and impressed but so far. What was impressive there about the Stanislas run was the power and pace he showed, but disappointing elements was the defending from United. I hope I can get through this commentary without coughing Like
to get the head. He just never really got enough of a connection onto it, and it was kind of bounced on the ground, and there was enough home bodies there to get the ball away. And then I tried to find Brooks at that far post. It was a really good idea to play the ball through there, but good defending in the end. Bournemouth showing that they do have a little bit about them, and it's not going to be a complete cakewalk for Manchester United.
So they're not at the moment. Ball forward, right footed strike from Pogba, straight into the hands of Begovic. Pogba looking like a different man. As I've mentioned, if you're only just tuning in to our off-tube studio commentary of the game between Manchester United and Bournemouth, which the Red Devils lead by a single goal to 0. Rashford's cross to Pogba, the main elements of the game so far. There's Young on the right towards Herrera, whose header is poor, who's behind